What's going on, baseball fans? How are we doing? So the first round of the 2021 MLB Draft is complete. So I wanted to go over my favorite picks from the first round. Let's go talk about it. So first up on my list, I have Marcelo Mayer going to the Boston Red Sox. What a birthday gift for the Red Sox. Marcelo Mayer was projected number 1 on MLB Pipeline and number 2 on Baseball America. Him and Jordan Lawler were the top 2 prep shortstops in this draft. The difference between Jordan Lawler and Marcelo Mayer, where Jordan Lawler is a bit more of a balanced player, where he has a little more speed, but Marcelo Mayer is way more advanced when it comes to the bat. He has a 65 hit tool, a 55 power tool, and that's for an 18-year-old kid. He understands the strike zone very well already for a high school player. He has a lot of bat on ball skills. He just gets a lot of contact. And he just understands the strike zone so well. He recognizes pitches very well. Marcelo Mayer, already so advanced for a high school player when it comes to the bat. Sure, you're maybe not going to get a lot of speed with him, but it's not going to affect him in the field. He has good footwork out there. He has good hands out there, and he has a good arm to go along with it. A lot of reports were saying that the Tigers, if Marcelo Mayer fell to the Tigers, they were not going to pass on him, and they passed on him. Marcelo Mayer was projected on pretty much most mock drafts, pretty much all mock drafts. I don't think I saw one mock draft that didn't have Marcelo Mayer going to the Pirates. So the fact that he fell to the Red Sox at number 4, that is just amazing if you ask me. And the fact that it's not just the Red Sox being able to get him at number 4, I also just love the fact of where he is with the Red Sox. That organization has developed so many good position players over the years. There's so many. Dustin Pedroia, Jacoby Ellsbury, Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers, the Mookie Betts, the list goes on and on. The Red Sox have a ton of success with position players. Sure, maybe they don't have a lot of homegrown pitching, but they have a lot of homegrown position players. I love this. Marcelo Mayer to the Red Sox at number 4, easily one of my favorite picks. Up next, I have Matt McClain getting drafted at number 17 to the Cincinnati Reds. I love me some Matt McClain out of UCLA. As of right now, he was projected number 12 on MLB Pipeline, and on Baseball America, he was ranked number 10. So Matt McClain, there's a lot to like about him. He's just a good, gritty player. Gets a lot of base hits, a good hit tool, a 60 hit tool. He's got sneaky power as well, a 50 power tool. He's got a 60 run, 60 arm, 50 field. So he's going to give you some speed. He's going to give you a good arm at short. The fielding maybe could be a little bit better for a Matt McClain, especially when he gets to a higher level. But Matt McClain, this is a guy who I think was, out of all these guys in the draft, maybe a Jack Leiter is the other guy that I'm thinking of, but Matt McClain, I think, is probably the most close to being ready to being major league ready. I love me a Matt McClain. There were some reports right before the draft that maybe the Red Sox were considering Matt McClain with the number 4 pick to kind of save some money, but and I would not have been upset in the slightest at a Matt McClain to the Red Sox if that ended up happening. But the fact that he was able to drop all the way to the Reds, again, ranked number 12 on MLB Pipeline, number 10 on Baseball America, and he got to the 17th pick. Hey, great value pick for the Reds right there. Love that. That could be their shortstop of the future. That's been a position they've struggled with. So Matt McClain, I think he's just a very steady guy to have in your organization. I love that pick at number 17 for the Reds. And at the very next pick, we had Michael McGreevy go number 18 to the St. Louis Cardinals. I absolutely love this pick. Michael McGreevy was one of my favorite prospects coming into this draft. He's not going to blow you away with velocity. He doesn't have like this wipeout slider or big curveball or just a nasty fading changeup. The strength of a Michael McGreevy is he throws strikes, and he does it extremely well. But he already has a decent amount of velocity to go with it. He has a decent slider. Curveball changeup could be better, but the big thing, like I said, he throws strikes. He has a 60 control tool, one of the best strike throwers in this draft. The fact that Michael McGreevy got picked at number 18, to be honest with you, I think that's actually kind of the sweet spot for him. But I just like that a team like the St. Louis Cardinals, where they do a great job at developing these kind of guys. But this is a guy that could end up being something like a Shane Bieber, where Shane Bieber is very similar to this, where Shane Bieber did lack a little bit of velocity coming out of college, but he had good control. But with Michael McGreevy, very similar. Good control, a decent amount of velocity already. He's only 21, 6'4", 215 pounds. He could definitely add a little bit of strength to that frame. He can get that velocity up there. I think the Cardinals, that's going to be a great fit for him. I love this pick, Michael McGreevy. I feel like the art of throwing strikes has just been lost. I mean, we pay so much attention now to velocity. We pay so much attention to spin rates, big sliders, just that nasty stuff. But with Michael McGreevy, I think the art of throwing strikes has been lost. And hey, Michael McGreevy, to me, he reminds me, like I said, of a Shane Bieber. It reminds me of Kyle Hendricks as well. I mean, could this maybe be something like a Greg Maddux down the road? He has that much control. Catcher can just set up the glove. He's going to throw it right to where that spot is. I love Michael McGreevy a lot to like. I think this is a great pick for the St. Louis Cardinals at number 18. Next up, I have Kumar Rocker to the Mets at number 10. I cannot believe the Angels passed on a Kumar Rocker. I had the Angels taking Kumar Rocker in my first mock draft, and I figured, hey, this is going to be the spot for a Kumar Rocker, number 9 to the Angels, and they went with a Sam Bachman. I can't believe that. I mean, I like Sam Bachman a lot. Good velocity, probably better velocity than a Kumar Rocker, and a really good slider with a Sam Bachman. But he's had some health issues. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the mechanics with the Sam Bachman. I just can't believe Kumar Rocker got passed at number 9 to the Angels. I'm not sure why they passed on him. If it was something to do, maybe like a health reason, maybe something to do, I don't know, with the mechanics. I'm not quite sure. But Kumar Rocker, I mean, this has been one of the top names in, coming into this draft for a couple of years now. And the fact that he got passed at number 9 blows my mind, but what a gift for the Mets. This gives me Matt Harvey vibes, like the Dark Knight kind of vibes. Like Kumar Rocker, I think, can be a star in Queens. I love this pick. I mean, what is there not to like with a Kumar Rocker? 65 fastball, 60 curveball. He's got a big slider, a 70 slider. That changeup could use some work. The control was a bit of an issue last year with Vanderbilt, so he's going to need to work on that. He's going to need to work on throwing more strikes, improving the command a little bit. He did have some times where he struggled with command last year. He had some times where he got hit around a little bit, but the stuff is there with the Kumar Rocker. I'm not, his velocity was also down at times last year, but I'm not going to buy into that too much. I mean, the guy's got a big fastball. He's going to consistently throw 94 to 96, and he can top out, 98 to 100. Kumar Rocker, I mean, a big frame, 6'5", 245 pounds. This guy is a workhorse. I really like this pick for the Mets. I mean, again, this kind of gives me Matt Harvey vibes. Kind of just has that star potential. I love this pick for the New York Mets. I can't believe the Angels passed on him. I mean, the Angels, especially they went with a Reed Detmers last year. I figured, hey, Kumar Rocker, this is the perfect pick. And they went with a Sam Bachman. I don't hate Sam Bachman to the Angels, but I just didn't think, Bachman was, I don't know. I don't think he was that number 9 guy. I don't think he was ahead of a Rocker. If Rocker was already off the board, I would be okay with a Sam Bachman going, but with Rocker still there, I can't believe the Angels passed on him. Again, I'm not sure if it had to do with health or if it had to do, with, something mechanical they didn't like. Maybe it could be something signability as well. Maybe they didn't want to pay all that money for a Kumar Rocker. They were probably going to have to go over slot for him. So that's possible as well. And with Sam Bachman, they didn't have to go over slot. So that's definitely a possibility as well. But I don't know, the potential of a Kumar Rocker. I mean, this could have been a guy, to go atop the Angels rotation for years to come. The Angels have never really done a great job at drafting and developing pitching. This was their chance. I mean, I don't know. So, but the Mets, what a birthday gift for them. I mean, this is a huge pick. Kumar Rocker to number 10. I think this could be, I've done a video on this where Kumar Rocker could be one of the biggest draft steals of all time. So I'll put that up here somewhere if you want to go watch that video. But Kumar Rocker to the Mets, what a pick. I mean, at number 10, that's a steal. But as of right now, my favorite pick actually happened to go to the Red Sox most hated rival, the New York Yankees. I loved the Trey Sweeney pick to the New York Yankees. Trey Sweeney was one of my favorite players in this draft. I love Trey Sweeney. He's projected as a shortstop as of right now. I think he's going to end up being a third baseman down the road. But this is a lefty bat that I think is going to be just a very good player for the Yankees down the road. He was a bit of a reach, ranked number 55 on MLB Pipeline. And I believe on Baseball America, he was very similar, somewhere in the 50s as well. So yeah, 55 on Baseball America as well. But this is a very solid pick for a lot of reasons. You're going to get a good hit tool with him, a 60 hit, and he's got decent power already with a 50 power tool. The problem with him is the fielding and the speed. This is where I think with that arm, he has a 55 arm, I think he's going to be more of a third baseman down the road. But this guy can just hit for days. If you go take a look at the numbers last year, not a great conference in the Ohio Valley Conference at Eastern Illinois, but the guy put up really solid numbers. A 382 batting average, a 522 on base, a 712 slugging. This guy walked 46 times compared to 24 strikeouts. That is really good. 14 home runs, 58 RBIs to go along with that. Trey Sweeney, I absolutely love this pick for the New York Yankees. The fact, and they're probably going to be able to sign him at a pretty decent underslot deal. They're going to be able to save some money, use that money for the later picks in the draft. Maybe address some pitching, or whatever else that they need to take care of. But this is a great pick for the Yankees. Number 20, they went with an Austin Wells last year, a very solid bat out of Arizona. Trey Sweeney, in my opinion, this is one of the more underrated players in this draft. He was one of my sleeper picks. I'll put that video up here somewhere as well. But Trey Sweeney, absolutely love him. This is a guy, a 60 hit tool. He's got already just such a really good understanding of the strike zone. I mean, again, we looked at the walks to the strikeouts earlier. He is very patient at the plate. This is a solid left-handed bat that could be very good at Yankee Stadium down the road. I think Trey Sweeney, I think it's very possible he could be one of the more fast risers to the major leagues. I mean, just because of that hit tool already, he's just so advanced already. I love this pick for the New York Yankees. That's my favorite pick so far. I mean, sure, I could go with the Marcelo Mayer to the Red Sox, but you know what? I just love this. It's just such a good pick all the way around. You're going to save money with this as well. I love it. For the Yankees, and an awesome job picking a Trey Sweeney at number 20. There were some teams that were in the anywhere from 20 to 30 that were being considered for a Trey Sweeney in mock drafts. So the fact that the Yankees, they pounced on him, he was still there. Hey, great pick for them. Trey Sweeney, I think he's going to have a really solid career. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. What were some of your favorite picks? Let me know. But that's all I have for right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.